Hi everyone, so I've just come across an article on Twitter about a very, very tragic situation, and the article has been posted on the BBC website, and it's entitled "Man Executed Wife, Mother-in-Law and Dog Court Hears." It's a very tragic story of how a man basically shot, or the subtitle is "A Man Shot His Estranged Wife, Mother-in-Law and Pet Dog with a Stolen Automatic Rifle in an Execution-Style Killing," a court has heard. So it's a very tragic story, not story but situation, and my thoughts and prayer are with the family of those who have been affected. This happened in March, and it's now the 15th of October 2018, so it's been a few months. Now I think this situation is tragic enough, it's complicated enough, and there doesn't need to be any more complications or any more confusion around it. And I'm referring to I've seen online that it's been suggested a quote from this article where it says he carried out the shooting because he had been rejected by his wife. They had separated about a month before the shooting, and he was desperate for a reconciliation. Now, this quote has been taken by some to be victim blaming because it says he carried out the shooting because he had been rejected by his wife. I would just like to clarify that those words were spoken by, according to the article, Benjamin Einer, who is prosecuting. So therefore they weren't spoken in defense of Craig Savage. They were spoken to basically accuse Craig Savage and say, hey, we believe you had a reason to murder, so we don't believe it was an accident because we think you had a reason, that you had a chip on your shoulder, let's say, that would have caused you to do this thing. Not caused you justifiably, but that you would have taken as a reason to do this. And this has been spoken by the prosecutor, not in defense of Craig Savage. And so, to me, that's not victim blaming. To me, that is a statement of motive by the prosecution in order for them to build and to make their case to the jury. And I think those two are very different. Had the statement been made by the defense lawyer, let's say, then it would be victim blaming. Had the statement been made by Craig Savage himself, then it would be victim blaming if he said, well, I did that because she rejected me, or I did that because, well, you know, and if his intention in saying that is that, look, it's her fault, Michelle's fault for rejecting me because that's what made me do it, then that would be victim blaming. But in this case, I don't think it is. So I think it's important to clarify that. But it does leave me wondering, you know, and I'll put this article, a link to this article in the description box below. But it does make me wonder what went on in his mind. How does someone end up in this position? How does someone end up taking this action? And I ask that because I believe it's an important question to ask. And I ask it not wanting to project my own feelings about the situation. I don't ask wanting to find what I already believe and prove what I already think or prove what I already believe. I'm asking this question because I really want to know the truth. Because if my mission is to end domestic abuse, which it is, then I need to understand what's causing this issue. And if you watch my previous video, you know that domestic abuse is something that has affected me, my personal life, and that's what fuels my passion to want to end domestic abuse. And that's what fuels my curiosity. I want to know what drove him. I want to know how, what slippery slope he got on to lead to this action. Because if I can't figure out what causes domestic abuse, like, what really causes it, not what I think causes it, not what I believe causes it, not what people say causes it, but what is actually true. Because if we can't get to the depth of what's true, then all our solutions will never really work, because we're not really solving the problem that is. We're solving the problem that we think is, or that we believe is, but isn't really the problem. And so I guess this video is more about me just questioning, because I know we, as human beings, it's not human nature to wake up, to go to sleep with your personality and your habits and tendencies being one way when you go to sleep, and then you wake up the next day and boom, you're a different person. It doesn't quite happen like that, right? We gradually transform into better people, or we gradually devolve into terrible people as humans. And so that makes me suspect that whatever happened in Craig's head happened gradually. And it makes me wonder, is there a trend there that could be spotted early enough to help prevent this? And I think I need to clarify this, that I believe no matter what anyone else does, we are responsible for our actions. So no matter what Michelle did, if she threw plates at him, if she did the most terrible things in the world, which I'm not saying she did, but even if she did, even if she rejected him, what he does is his choice. What we all do, whatever action we take, is our own responsibility. It's our responsibility how we act. And so I don't believe that Craig Savage is, let's say, acquitted from his actions, from the impact of his actions, simply because of what someone else did. There's no reason behind that. We are responsible for our actions. But for the sake of ending domestic abuse, I need to figure out what went wrong. I need to figure out how he transitioned, where this journey started, whether it could have been spotted, were they flags earlier that could help other people, so that this trend or this thing, this issue is not perpetuated. So these are the thoughts in my head, and I'm going to leave it at that question, because I think that question is very important. Ending domestic abuse depends on our ability to figure out what's actually going on, not what we feel is going on, not what we are projecting is going on, but actually figuring out what is going on. And I want the truth, because I want to end domestic abuse. And I hope you will join me, and I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to get what you think. And if you have links to maybe works of psychology, I've got such a keen interest in psychology. If you've got links, share it with the community, share it with everyone. I put it in the comment below, in the comment section below. And you know, I think it's important for us to understand how the mind works, how people get to this point, and what actually can be done about it. And I look forward to hearing from you.